realized that fenugreek was not for me, so I have not drank any since. I was doing a lot of research and trying to find other supplements that I could take, and I also wanted to stick with natural stuff, and I found a company. Excuse you. Excuse you, big old burpy man. This company is in no way sponsoring this video. These are 100% my opinions on the company. My sister sent me a link for these products made by Legendairy Milk, and dairy is spelled like dairy from a cow. So it's Legendairy Milk, and they have lots of different supplements with lots of really clever names. But they are, I don't want to say they're expensive, but they are pricey. They were out of my budget at the time. I'm a single mom and I'm on maternity leave still, so funds are incredibly tight. However, I posted asking if anybody had tried it on one of my breastfeeding mother forums on Facebook, and a woman I had never met, said, hey, I've got half a bottle of Pump Princess by Legendairy Milk. I saw an increase in supply, but I've since weaned my daughter, so I don't need them. If you want to come get them, they're yours. So I drove across town and I got them, and I did notice some increase in supply. That was pretty awesome. For me, an increase in supply is still marginal. I did notice an increase, and maybe if your supply is not as low as mine, you will have pretty good results from it. I've heard a lot of people who like it. Then I was getting to the end of that. I don't have a bottle to show you the Pump Princess because I did finish it, but I was getting to the end of that, and I posted it, and I was like, has anybody ever tried any of the other supplements? And some people were like, I like this one, I like this one. And then one of my friends was like, hey, I have some leftover supplements that I am not using currently, and would you like to try them? So she actually relactated. I would love to tell you her story. Maybe I can get her to come on here. She decided not to feed. She had a lot of issues at the beginning of her journey as a mom, her and baby. So she did not breastfeed, and then at 3 months decided to start trying. And she actually successfully relactated. Now, she doesn't have a huge supply from my understanding, but she is able to give him some, and that's awesome. So she gave me 3, let's see if I have all 3 of them. Yes, Liquid Gold, which let me grab the bottle. I'm sorry, I should have had it closer. We've got Liquid Gold, which I have not started taking yet, and it has organic goat's root, organic milk thistle, organic shatavari root, organic fennel, organic alfalfa, and organic anise. Now, if you want to take any of these things, you don't have to buy it from anybody. You can just go buy the supplements or the actual like fennel or anise or whatever, you know, you can buy it at your farmer's market or in your grocery store. But they've bottled it up, packaged it up, and they've got it for you and convenient to take pills. I've not tried this one yet. I am currently taking Cash Cow by the same company. Cash Cow has organic alfalfa, organic moringa, organic goat's root, and organic nettle. Now, I'm really trying this goat's root, and if I run out of these, I'm actually going to go purchase just goat's root to take. Goat's root is not really for increasing milk supply as much as it is for increasing breast tissue, and it increases the amount of milk ducts, I believe is the claim that is there. So it's not the supply it's increasing, it's actually the producers that it's increasing. So it's supposed to increase breast tissue, which my big problem is when I had my breast reduction, they took out wedges of my breast, which removed a lot of those ducts that are meant for producing breast milk. So I have damage in there, and I don't have as much breast tissue. Well, I have plenty of breast tissue, but it has been damaged due to surgery. So I'm really liking, well, I'm trying this goat's roux. And then another thing is I was diagnosed recently with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which explains a lot of the trouble I'm having with a lot of different things in my life. But moringa, allegedly, and I say allegedly because there's not a lot of science here, moringa allegedly is really good for people suffering with PCOS and increasing supply. So I'm taking this in combination with this next supplement, which was always sold out. So I'm assuming it actually works, because moms were loving it. It would get posted and sold out within minutes. Now I believe they are trying to keep a steady supply. They didn't expect such a reaction, and the label's wearing off because I've gotten it wet. But it is called Lactivist, and it is not a pill, it is a tincture, which comes in a glass vial with a dropper, and I haven't taken it, so I'll go on and take it and show you guys. You fill the dropper, and then you put it under your tongue and hold it there for as long as you can. Now, this is spicy. It doesn't burn, but it does tingle, and it has a very pronounced flavor, but it's tolerable. And what this has in it is torbangan, and I may be saying all these wrong, I'm sorry. Alcohol and water and vegetable glycerin. So, little fussy guy. So this is supposed to increase milk supply, and people are swearing by it. It is a hot seller. It sells out as soon as they post it. So cool story is that I didn't have to pay for any of that because I have an amazing network of people who love and support me, and they are looking out for a sister. So I'm so excited about that. Now my review on it is I do believe that it helps. It is not helping a lot. It is helping a little, and I will take any help I can get at this point. So those are some of the things that I am trying. I do have heard that which one is it? The one that I'm not taking yet, the liquid gold, is supposed to really increase your hind milk, which is the really fatty milk that a baby gets at the end of the feed. So your milk, if you're pumping, will be a lot thicker and maybe a lot yellower, and it might separate when freezing or storing, and that's fine. That means that your baby is getting lots of good nutrients. The hind milk is where some of the best nutrients and calories come from for your baby, and if you are freezing it, it might separate. Something I just recently learned, kind of not related to supplements, but to breast milk in general, you're apparently not supposed to shake it. That will break up its proteins, and so your baby's not going to be getting as much good stuff. So if your milk separates, you can take it and just swirl it, but not shake. So you want to swirl it back together and it'll mix up fine. If for some reason after you swirl it, there are still chunks, then the milk has probably gone bad. You can't always judge by smell, especially if you have high lipase, which is the chemical that breaks down the milk during storage, I believe. So if you have a really soapy smelling milk, or even it could be sour smelling, then you might have high lipase, and it's fine to drink even if it smells bad. You just want to make sure there aren't any actual chunks and that you stored it properly. And if baby's taking it fine, you don't have to do anything to it. But if baby is refusing your milk and you think it's because of the smell or taste, what you can do is directly after pumping, you want to scald your milk, not boil. So you want to put it into a pot, preferably one that you just use for your breast milk, and bring it to just before a boil. So you want to see bubbles along the outside of, would you stop dropping that? You want to see bubbles along the outside of the pot, but you don't want it to be bubbling. You do not want to boil your milk. So just scald it and then let it cool down, put it in bags, freeze it, or store it in the fridge, or feed directly, however you choose to do it. You shouldn't notice the smell in the fresh milk, but you will notice it when thawing out frozen milk or with milk that you've had stored in the fridge. It is fine to drink. There is nothing wrong with it. And if baby's not refusing it, you don't have to do anything. If you are donating it, or if your baby doesn't seem to like it, then you can just scald it. And I didn't mean to start talking about that, but I figured if we were on the subject, then we would just get that information out there for you. All right, that's really all I have to talk about today. Remember, diet and water are going to be your #1 best friends in increasing and maintaining a good milk supply. And if you have any questions or want to see any particular videos other than hand expressing, I'm sorry, I do not do that, then you can leave a comment, like, share, follow, subscribe. I have an Instagram and a Facebook under the same name, Doing the Best I Can, where I post pictures daily and short little stories. Other than that, have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me.